And welcome back to another video. This is Crypto Coins, and we're gonna see the Metaverse Pro live MAA. It's going to start just in a few minutes right now, and we're gonna see what direction they're going. Let's see what kind of guidance they give us. As of now, Metaverse Pro is trading at 47.56, down significantly right now. And we saw a drop here. We've seen a drop and it's down 15%. Not the best time to start an MAA. Actually, it's the best time. And we need some answers here. But let's see what kind of questions they get here. So it should be starting up pretty soon. And we're about a minute away. Good morning or good afternoon, depending where you're watching from. Troy, another day in the office. That's exactly how I feel right now. Let's go. Hello, David.
And then we will start. So let's say around 3 p.m. my time, 2 p.m. UTC. It's now 3 p.m. I'm gonna wait for a minute or two for the people that are coming late. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so they haven't started yet. We need to give it a few more minutes here. Let's go from Malaysia. Thank you, Saleh. And if we just take a quick look here in the meantime, Bitcoin not doing so hot. We are seeing a further pullback in the market. I did had a support line here at 45,000, and we broke it 3 days ago. And now we're here at 41,000. My next line of support here is 40,000. So it's going to be interesting to see if we hold up after 40,000. I think we're off to the races down to 30,000, which is not going to be a good look here. But we're going to get a lot of good opportunities there. Let's see if they started. They are not on yet. What is your long-term view on Metaverse Pro? I want to see. I heard they're doing some changes here. I'm a little skeptical about what they're going to do long-term, so I'm actually interested to see what they have to say today.
First of all, welcome. Second of all, welcome Carrot, welcome Freddy. Thank you for participating in this AMA. And yeah, so today is a very, very important AMA. We are gonna talk about Congruent and how we are gonna participate in this. Yesterday we had a Chinese AMA. We talked about this yesterday already, and now we are gonna talk to the English folk here. And yeah, so part one will be that the Metaverse Pro core team will introduce their Congruent proposal for the upcoming weeks. This will approximately take 10 minutes. And part two will be the Metaverse Pro core team will answer questions chosen from among those submitted from fellow community members. You had the opportunity to talk in the AMA chat January 7th channel and put your questions in there. I'm very thankful for all of you who actually took their time and put their questions in there. Yeah, I'm sorry if my mic quality isn't as good as usual. I'm not at home and I'm using my Razer headset. So yeah, first of all, we are gonna start with stage one, and Freddie is gonna talk about the reason behind the decision and if that is good for the community. Thank you, Freddie, and I'm gonna give the mic to you.
Okay, thanks, Sim. Yeah, welcome everybody. So I guess we spoke a couple weeks ago during the last AMA, And now we got this proposal in front of us, so everybody is asking questions and wants to know what's behind the move. So this AMA is supposed to clear up a lot of those questions. I guess the reason the thing everybody wants to know is what's behind this decision and how is it good for the community. Okay, so let me get to that first. So in the last AMA, we mentioned how the situation now is we need to start relying more on our treasury and generating income for our treasury and less on bonds, right? That was the situation we were facing. So, and in fact, if you look at other DAOs, I mean, they're all kind of facing the same situation. A lot of DAOs are realizing that they're kind of running out of little tricks to play, right? They're all kind of doing the same thing, but they're realizing that you can't just survive on bonds alone. So, I mean, even a couple weeks ago, we recognized this and we started, devising ways to grow the treasury without relying too much on bonds and generating revenue, generating income. And there's some things we could do, some small things we could do, but I mean, we quickly realized that and when you're talking about ROI for like a few $1,000s, it's much different than doing ROI for a treasury like we have now of tens of millions, right? So when you're looking for that kind of revenue and ROI for that kind of treasury, I mean, you really need to you can't be looking at small fixes. You got to focus on really big targets, right? So we realized that doing small fixes and doing little band-aid solutions here and there really wasn't going to do it. That's what other DAOs are trying to do right now, and they're not really having much success. So what we've identified is that BSC right now, the TVL on BSC, of course, most people know is pretty weak. It's fine, but it's small, right? And the bigger we get, the more we need to look bigger and think bigger, right? So that's why we're looking at ETH, right? Ethereum is basically 10 times the TVL of BSC, right? So when we're looking at ways to grow our treasury, again, we've got to focus on something bigger. And ETH is really the place we've got to be. There's more DeFi solutions there, DeFi options there. There's more ways for us to grow, to build more things, and that's basically what we have to do now. We have to be smart about how to generate income, and large income, not just small. Again, it's easy to take $1,000 and turn it into $2,000, but try taking $10 million and turning it into $20 million without losing, right? I mean, I think you'll see a lot of people in the DeFi space or crypto space. They'll take money that they put into different projects and they say, well, it's money I can afford to lose, right? So if you get 10x or 20x, or you go to zero, it's money I was prepared to lose. But in a situation like our treasury, we can't play those kind of games, right? We're responsible for making sure that we're making smart decisions, long-term decisions. So when we looked around, I mean, the curve wars is really the most lucrative game in town, right? And with our treasury right now, and with the great community we have and the teams we have and the tech we have behind us, I mean, we could easily be a big player, right? So I mean, so why curve wars specifically? I guess that's the next question, right? Why are we focused on the curve wars? I mean, originally we said a few weeks ago that the curve wars is definitely a good opportunity, but I mean, the more we looked at it, we realized that we got to go big, right? We got to go big in this, and we got to make a statement, a grand narrative, because curve is basically the backbone of the DeFi space, right? And especially with the markets they are right now, people are going to be looking more and more to something like Curve, which provides a lot of stable income, big income, right? Those are going to be the places that everybody's going after, right? So that's where we need to be, and that's where all the other big players are going too, right? You look at the Redacted, you look at the Frog Nation, Daniel. I mean, they've all identified this, right? And pretty soon, most other DAOs are going to identify this as well. So most people are saying this year, 2022, is going to be the year of Curve, right? So, and we're in a good position right now with our community, with our treasury assets, with our technology, and with our momentum to get in, right, and make a big space. if somebody could, Sim, if you could share that link to the DAO CVX link in the group, there's actually a website that can show you all the players right now in the space, right? And you can, I think you can see that, you know, based on what we're planning, what we have right now, and what we're planning, we could easily become a big player in this, right? So I think when people are thinking about what's the pros and cons for doing this as a meta holder, right?
I posted the link in the public talk chat. Sorry, Freddie, for interrupting you there. That's where you can see the CVX owned by different DAOs. Yeah, keep going, Freddie. I'm sorry. Don't tell me Freddie cut off.
Hi, Freddie, we cannot hear you. Probably you can quit and join again.
Yeah, he's rejoining. Sorry, guys. Freddie's rejoining.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Back.
Yeah, I think maybe when you cut in there, it stopped me for some, I don't know why.
Okay. I'm gonna be quiet now.
Anyway, so as I'm okay now? Yeah. Hello?
Yes, you're good. You're good.
Okay, sure. Now it went quiet. Now I'm not sure if I'm still speaking. Okay. So as I was saying, yeah, so if you look at that website, you can see that based on our current assets and what we're planning and the team we have and the technology we have and the momentum we have, we can easily become a big player, right? And then once we have that core income from the curve wars, then we can start building the other things that we have planned, like the 6.6 or the bonds or the other launch pads or other things we can, and the Meta Ash, right? These are all things that can build on top of this core concept, right? That can really be a driver for the next, you know, couple of years, really. And as I said, the other big players are getting in, so it's only a matter of time before the other DAOs wake up. So we have the chance to be ahead of the game here and become a big player. So that's why, you know, we've looked at this and we think it's the right time to do it, and we have the ability to bring, you know, the whole meta community with us to this the big league, going up to the big leagues, right? So I think people are worried about, you know, are meta holders going to be, you know, going to be left behind or going to have, you know, be at a disadvantage? I don't think so. I think people need to think about this is, you know, we're going to a whole new stage here, and everybody's coming along, right? We're all going up several levels, and we're all going up together. So it's gonna be a fun ride. So yeah. Tim? Sorry, Carrot, did you want to talk about the structure?
Yeah, sure. Yep. So another main question. So the main concerns that the community members that care about is like how the congruent will be looks like. So will that be based on the 3.3? Yes. So that will be based on 3.3 as well. So we're gonna give the voting rights to GAAS, to like VO GAAS. So that's like the governance GAAS. So you just need to stake GAAS to get like the VO GAAS to have the governance power. So secondly, we will have treasury revenue and the bribe revenue from our voting power to further buy more governance assets. And it's not only CRV or CVX, but also can be Flex and some other governance tokens. So like the GAAS, the governance for like services. So we're gonna have more governance tokens. So we, as the be a station for like all governance tokens. And many people concerned about, is there gonna be a cross-chain solution? So that's also yes. So DAO users must have the sense of belonging, so which can only be achieved by holding coins. And WSGAAS will be our cross-chain token. So we will be able to go to more side chains, bring low-cost trading opportunities to more people, and further expand the customer base. So that's a yes. We're gonna have the cross-chain, and we're also gonna keep the DAO structure. So users will need to. So there will also be a meta build team. So it can be congruent build team. So like the Meta Ash game. So we're gonna build a lot more projects based on the same structure, like people to form up the team in our community and to raise a proposal and to get the funding from us. As reward, we can get like the investment reward by like to invest like in the early stage. So we can act as the DAO and we can also act as the VC with the income from bribe, from the convex, from curve. So that's drive us to moving forward. And also some people asked, what's gonna be we're gonna be the reverse currency? So how's that kind of story gonna go on? So with DAO as a region, so various teams have appeared. So we have like community team, we have marketing, we have meta build team. So continuing, we'll let each operate to produce a product ecology. So like we have MetaAsh now. So in the future, we may have different projects. So they are under our ecosystem. So every product can cooperate together. And reverse currency is actually built on a large enough scale. So before that, all we have to do is expand our influence and establish product ecology and economic effects. So assuming that our destination is reverse currency, the narrative of changing in small directions along the way does not conflict. From developing countries to developed countries, so that's in real life. What they do at each stage, it can be different. But so that's the same in the real world. And another question is about whether Congruent will have 6-6 pool. So 6-6 will be something else. So 6-6 will focus on incentivizing long-term holders. So the 6-6 problem of Meta is to produce Meta, which will bring selling pressure. If we have a way to like reward gas with less than farm pool, such as, so we can create the LP for sGAAS and sGAAS. So sGAAS is the one with voting power. sGAAS is like similar to WS Meta. So that's trading pair. Then we have the opportunity to add rewards to our own pool in the curve and distribute them to the stakers. So which may be a good way, so that can avoid like dilutions in that way. That will also increase the requirement or the demand for gas. So that will create a positive loop to increase the demand of the gas and also increase the treasury assets. So that would be good and create a positive spiral. So that's something good for our project. And next section will be the question that's raised by users. So we probably just answer them at front rather than just answer them one by one. Yep. So Sim, you can continue.
Yeah, thank you guys for your insight on this. So we will start now with most concerned questions from users. I will start asking Freddie the gas fees. I guess everyone is waiting here. What about the gas fees on Ethereum? How will we handle this?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. I think a lot of people are worried about the gas fees, of course. But I think first thing to understand is that when people are moving their meta over to the new Congruent, a new platform, right? There will be a direct swap, right? They won't need to do anything, and they'll be airdropped sGAAS tokens, so staked gas tokens, right? So when you receive your airdrop, there'll already be staked tokens. So I know a lot of people are worried about having to pay gas to stake and to verify, blah blah blah, and all of that. The airdrop, people will receive the sGAAS tokens, so that should be less of a problem for people there. So we've taken that step out and solved that problem for people in the plan. Yeah. So the other thing I think people are wondering about is, what's going to happen to the currently they're metas, S metas, WS metas, all these different variations. They're asking what's going to happen. Okay, so basically what will happen is there will, as mentioned in the proposal, there will be a pool where everybody can stake their meta, right? Everybody who wants to have their meta converted to the new GAAS tokens, stake their meta before the deadline, and then they'll be automatically converted later. So that means, but this pool will only accept meta, which means S meta will need to be unstaked and WS meta will need to be unwrapped, right? And then you stake in this pool, this designated pool. So that means that before this deadline, then the early withdrawal fees and the penalties for the 6.6 pool will be disabled, so everybody can convert back to meta and stake in the pool. But the point is, anybody who chooses not to convert, or for whatever reason doesn't stake in this designated pool for a conversion, then they won't get converted. So, but like I said, once they're in the pool and they're staked, they're good. They'll receive sGAAS on the other end. So, yeah.
And also, some people will like count out the value they're gonna get for the airdrop. So like the equation was like brought up to the community. So the price will be like, so we'll take the average price between 1 a.m. to 8 a.m. for Meta. And so we are gonna times the quantity when the slap shop happens. And then, so the number of gas we'll get times the initial price of gas. So that will be 110% of the token value when we're doing this snapshot. So like 10% extra. So I think that explains better. So that will be an easy equation. And
I think
also,
sorry,
yeah, after you.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I know people are worried about the conversion price, right? So I think it's important to point out, like Carrot just said, the conversion price, right, is going to be based on an average of the last day's trading price times 1.1, so extra 10% added, right? And that will. Oh, sorry, I just saw a question come in. Yeah, but the point is, I think people are worried about, what their ratio is, right? If you have to think about it, right, what we're doing is we're just basically converting the whole value of the treasury in proportion to the whole number of meta tokens, right? So I think people are focusing too much on the price, right? The price is not really the issue, right? Because your meta basically corresponds to the treasury, right? The treasury is going to be investing in congruent. So as long as you have your proportion of the meta equals the proportion of treasury that's investing in congruent, then the price is not really so important. The last trading price, it's basically your proportion of the pie that's going to be investing in meta, which you will continue at the end. And don't forget, because we're stopping right now, that means any tokens that have not come into circulation yet for meta will not be counted, right? It's only counting the circulation as of now, or as of the deadline, right? So really, we shouldn't focus too much on the prices. I know people are worried about the last trading price. I think focus more on the fact that all of the meta is going to be represented by the treasury, which is then going to be investing in congruent on behalf of all the meta holders, right? So you're basically holding a piece of that investment, not necessarily in terms of price. Yeah, I hope that explains it well, because I think people have been focusing on the wrong thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, how I could wrap this up is, guys, don't look at the price right now. The price is noise. So we all supposedly paid a premium to join the Metaverse Pro economy. One token is printed for $1, so you bought a token, for instance, for $300. So you all paid a premium for a long-term gain, and that's what we are looking at here. We are not trying to, I don't know, flip 2x, 3x within a day, but we are looking at a long-term investment and how you can earn long-term, and that's like the entire proposal. So the way we move to Ethereum is just to earn more and get more liquidity into the treasury that we can give back to you guys. So yeah, thanks Freddy, thanks Carrot so far for explaining the most frequent questions. I'm gonna choose, I think, like between 10 and 20 questions that I have noted down here from the AMA channel. And yeah, I will start with the first question to you, Freddy. It's from Damage Johnny. How the yeah?
Before jumping to that part, probably I just remind users with
Oh yeah, sure.
when to claim. So as we mentioned earlier, like before like 6 a.m. The 10th January, so everybody need to claim the rewards or Unstake from 6 pool. So because we're gonna leave the penalty like before that, but what we're going to do is like we're gonna leave the penalty earlier. Like we're gonna lift the penalty probably on 8th of January, so everybody will not be penalized by unstake earlier. So you guys are able to unstake earlier, and then you can like continuously click claim and unstake at any time you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I mean we remove the penalty. Yeah, and also like you just need to unwrap S meta, unwrap WS meta, and unstake S meta to meta, and stake into the contract address into the pool we're gonna provide to join the airdrop. So that's the two reminders for users.
Yeah. So to wrap it up, by the 8th we will remove the penalty on 6.6. So you guys have to like claim your rewards and leave the 6.6 pool, unwrap and unstake, and put into the new provided pool for the congruent transition. So yeah, thank you, Carrot, for that reminder. Quite good actually, because a lot of people are listening now. So the more listen, the better. Yeah. Anyhow, let's move to stage 2 now. I will, like I said, I will choose between 10 and 20 questions because I think most frequent questions have been answered already. So yeah, first question to you, Freddy, is from Damage Johnny. It's how will the migration impact current holders or hodlers in terms of what will happen to all the currently staked metas, S metas, WS metas?
Okay, yeah, I think Karen just kind of mentioned that, right? So again, everybody who wants to participate in the conversion to the GAAS tokens, they just need to take their meta and stake in the designated pool that will be provided. And again, if you have S meta or you have WS meta, you'll need to unstake or unwrap those back to regular meta so that you can stake in that pool, and that's it. That's it, and then you're ready to go. You bought your ticket on the rocket ship. It's like I was telling the guys, we're going to Mars. Get your ticket. Get on the ship.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Exactly. So there is one question from Scaradem, I guess. Sorry if I pronounce your names wrong. There's a belief that a major part of the move has to do with influencing / winning at the curve wars. If we are unable to make as much of an impact as the bigger players, what is the path for us to succeed? I think it's question
Sorry, is that
6.
me?
Yes, it's you,
Okay.
Freddy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So I think I kind of mentioned this earlier. I think we've already shown the chart, right, of the
Yeah.
Dow CVX.com, right? So if anybody hasn't seen that yet, you can take a look now. You can see
Let's take
the
a small
breakdown
break.
of.
One sec,
What's that?
Freddy, so everyone joins. I will put it in the chat once more before we start talking about this, so they all have a visualization.
Yeah. So in case anybody's listening and they want to check later, it's DAOCVX.com.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So you can check that, and you can see the breakdown of the DAOs that are currently in the curved wars, and you can see that, again, like I said earlier, based on our current treasury and what we're planning to do in terms of a next round, we can easily become a serious player in these wars. And then once we're in these wars and things are moving along, and we've got our core model, then we can start building pieces on top of that, right? So we've got our DAO community, we've got our team set up, we've got our meta Lego team or meta build team that's going to continue to build other things. So the curve war is really going to be like a central driver, central engine for the future. and it'll provide a lot of revenue, a lot of eyeballs, a lot of attention, and then we can use that to build on top of it, right? So yeah. So again, I mean, you can just look at the current situation, right, and see how we can easily enter this because we're getting in early. There's still a small pack, so we can get in early, get in now, and make a name. Yeah, it's definitely doable.
For sure. I think so too. We can be on the tracking page with the other big players in there, and yeah. So
Yep.
let's move to the next question from Lost Marble. Why not try and be Curve rather than become a part of it on, for instance, Avalanche or Solana?
Mm. Okay, yeah. I think again, it's like I was saying earlier. I mean, a lot of these, other chains we could do. It's possible, but again, these are kind of smaller plays, right? And it's the same problem we're having with trying to find adequate targets to invest in with on BSC, right? Sometimes the TVL is just not there, not with the kind of assets we want, and all the kind of assets and market cap we want to have by the end of this year, right? We really got to go big. It's kind of like the quote I was telling the mods the other day is, it's kind of like in Breaking Bad when Mike told Walt, "There's no half measures, Walt." Right? We got to go big, right?
Yeah, true.
So no half measures. We gotta go. Because like I said, if the other players are coming, they're coming soon. So we either get ahead of them or we miss the chance. So we're in a good position right now. So we have to grab it.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna move to a question that is split in 3 questions. First of all, it's from Chandra. Thank you, Chandra, for asking this. So the question is, you're putting the entire treasury at risk with one asset, Curve. If there is a bear market, Curve will dry 90%. What is the chance of GAAS or Meta surviving? It is a simple risk concept that do not put all eggs into the same basket, and you did see it. What is the basis for Meta to congruent conversion? I guess we can skip this. And what makes Congruent a premium to Meta? Is it because you devs think so? Sorry. Yeah.
All right. Okay, I get the general idea of the question is, why are we going so big on one target, right? So I guess, yeah, I guess in general terms, you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. I agree with that. But in this case, I mean, Curve really is probably one of the safest bets out there, right? Especially right now. I mean, Curve is huge. It has $23 billion of assets. I mean, it represents like 1/3 of the entire DeFi space. It relies on Curve. So, and plus, again, this is on Ethereum, right? Probably the most stable of all of them. So, looking around, I would say that in terms of being risky, this is the least risky, thing we could do, right? I mean, you're basically, betting on blue chip stocks, right, or betting on the safest possible target. So Curve, I think, while it seems like risky, it's actually the opposite of risky. It's actually a very conservative move because so many platforms rely on it. It's so integral and it takes up so much of the DeFi space that it's basically like investing in all of the DeFi space and diversifying at once. So, and then of course, once we have that, we can build other things on top of it.
Yeah, totally agree. Guys, I'm gonna put a link to DeFi Llama. You guys can take a look. It shows you the overall TVL on many chains. It's around $237 billion, and you can see that Curve is like the dominant protocol on all of the chains, taking 10%, and it's around about 1/3 of all of DeFi. So if you guys think that Curve would dip by 90% in a bear market, then I guess all of DeFi is gonna dip harder than 90%.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's like, I don't know. You're probably, for instance, very conservative people are putting their money into index funds or similar. That's like the safest play. And yeah, I wouldn't say it's the index fund of crypto, but I guess it's like the safest thing you can put your money in.
All right.
So yeah, let's move to the question asked by Oli Ravo. So no more NFTs, play to earn, and DHC2 lending Meta Ash. Is that right?
Yeah. Okay, so actually, I mean, as I mentioned, all of these things they can still be done, and they will be done. We can do all of these on ETH. In fact, on ETH they'll be more lucrative, right? So all of these concepts of DHC, NFTs, all these different Lego blocks, Lego pieces that we plan to build, they actually sometimes most of them make a lot more sense on ETH, right? Because in terms of the higher gas fees, while there is a bit of a higher gas fee, that actually might work into our advantage, right? Because right now on BSC, the gas is so low that people can just flip the rebases, they can flip the bonds, they can do whatever, and actually disincentivizes people to stake for longer periods. So ETH is actually this could work to our advantage. But again, because there's so much assets on ETH, all of these things we can still do on ETH and build them, and actually it will probably end up being much more profitable and generate more revenue, right? So the bonds, the launchpad, the lending, the NFTs, DH2, these all can continue. And in fact, we just put forward the 4.4 proposal, right? I think it was yesterday. So that's ready to go, right? Everything can continue on ETH, and in fact, it'll probably work. Some of them will probably work better on ETH and make more revenue on ETH. Yeah.
True. ETH is gonna is where the big money is, you could say.
Right.
Even if the gas fees are high, you can look at DeFi Llama, the link that I posted. You can see that Binance isn't going up in TVL, but in fact Ethereum is still going up, even though people are saying all the gas fees and all that. So yeah, there's still liquidity to be grabbed. So yeah, let me ask by the next question. Is imagine you bought a meta bag which was worth 100,000, which is now worth 30,000, and you are getting 30,000 worth of new coins. I hope this topic about the airdrop will be covered more and thoroughly, and please add this to the AMA. It has been added to the AMA to say the least. So yeah.
Okay.
So I guess
Yeah.
people are frustrated with the bag going down. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely get it. I mean, believe me, we spend 14, 16 hours a day thinking about these things, right? So, but I mean, if like I said earlier, if you look at most DAOs, I mean, it's kind of a similar kind of situation. But the problem is, other DAOs, they're basically looking at band-aid fixes. They're looking to tweak this or tweak that, or some of them have just given up, right? And they're just waiting to to wither and fade away. So that's why we kind of came to the decision that maybe small fixes are not the right move. I mean, that we see what other people are doing, and it's not really helping them too much. So we kind of, instead of being defensive and doing small fixes and small adjustments, we need to go on the offensive and go big, right?
That's
That's the only way to turn the ship around, really. I mean, you can't just keep plugging holes, right? You have to go bigger. You have to have a much bigger plan, right, than just small fixes and trying to stay afloat.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
it's like you have a hole, 10 holes in your ship, and the only thing that you do is trying to get the water out of the ship by keeping the holes open. It's a
right.
tireless endeavor. Yeah, I totally agree.
You're better off just building a bigger ship.
Yeah. Okay. To the next question. Thank you, Freddie. So far, I'm gonna talk to Carrot a bit. I miss Carrot's voice.
Alrighty.
So that's good. Right now, if we join the curve wars, which rank and power of governance can we expect with our treasury if we go all in?
Yep. Can you hear me well?
I can hear well.
Yep.
Okay, so based on the treasury assets, so when excluding the value of Meta in LP, so the funding we are able to use will be like 25 million or so. So based on the current CVX price, so like I checked earlier, like $39 around that, and we will get like 640,000 CVX. So Terra is on like the number 6 with 690,000 CVX, and you do make us like rank number 7 after Terra. So it can be referred to the chart I sent earlier. So we will definitely be on top 10 in the ranking in regards to the CVX owned by DAOs. So we're gonna play big. We're gonna be a big player there. So that's definitely doable.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so top 10 right away. Nice.
Yeah.
Top 10 right away. That's already a very good start. Imagine Terra is a blockchain, and we are just getting like behind them with a small margin, and thinking that we still haven't moved to Ethereum and getting more people in and building the bigger ship. I guess this is like a very, very, very good head start, to say the least. So yeah, rank 7, it's awesome. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm also excited a bit the more I hear. Yeah, so let's go and play devil's advocate, Parrot. Is there a plan B if the value of curve or convex drops?
You understand, like Freddie mentioned earlier about like to put all the eggs in one bag. So if the prices of CVX or CRV will see to a major drop, so they could seriously, of course, affect the treasury of Congruent. So as such, we will do our best to acquire like CRV, CVX via OTC purchases, so as to lower the overall cost of acquisition and provide an added buffer of protection. But as long as CRV or CVX maintains its governance power, there will continue to be demand. So even if protocols may need to reallocate their holdings from time to time, so for example, Daniel keeps buying more and more CVX, but still like holds less than 15% of the total circulation supply. And as more tokens come into circulation, we expect this holding ratio to continue to slide. And based on the current bribes being paid out, so like a full return on investment could be achieved with CVX within a 2 years period. So in 2 years, so we'll all be paid return like in full. And this is the most controversial like estimate. So with these types of assurances building, so and much upside potential available, investment in CVX seems very attractive.
Yeah.
So that's my point of view.
Yeah, so I wrapped this up for like because it was a lot of text. First of all, even if the price of CRV and CVX would see a major drop, this would affect the treasury, of course. So what Congruent is planning to do is an OTC purchase. OTC means that it's gonna be a purchase between two parties instead of buying it instantly, and try to get an entry cost lower into the protocol. So yeah, we are looking at a 2-year period with a CVX and hope for a full return on the investment. And this is considered very conservative. So we are looking probably at an uptrend from here. So yeah. Yeah, let's move to the next question. So I thought it's from Nate Dog. It's I thought the whole point of the new 4.4 was to make bonding more enticing to smaller investors because of the lower gas price, and this will in return have more money flowing into the treasury. Is this no longer a thing, or how is it going to work with moving to Ethereum?
Yeah, that will be like the same actually. So 4.4 makes investors live easy by auto claiming and also auto staking bound rewards. So that's a like make the life easier for users. Like a lot of people like ask for the this function before, and in contrast to current 1.1 bonds, when investor has to manually claim and stake their rewards, this also improves bonding as an option for small investors.
Is Carrot lagging, or is it me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Was it just me? Sorry, I can hear
Oh
you.
yeah, is that my issue or?
No, I thought it might have been on my end. I can hear you now.
Okay.
Guys, sorry, you can keep going. I'm sorry.
Okay, mate. So 4.4 will do the same thing on ETH, because the gas fee, as we all know, so it's higher on ETH. So it will be also attractive to users that will be like to minimize the gas fee. So that will be another way to extract like CVX based on the system of 3.3. And yeah, it's gonna be the same way.
Yeah. So the 4.4 makes investors' life easier by auto claiming and auto staking. I'm just gonna rephrase because some were saying you were gone. So 4.4 makes investors' lives easier by auto claiming and auto staking. That's I guess the general knowledge here. And yeah, so even the small bag holders will have the benefit on Ethereum that they don't need to bond and claim with 1.1, but also auto claim and auto stake with 4.4. So that's still a thing. Yeah. So can't the team just use the treasury money and invest in convex curve tokens or curve tokens and just airdrop the rewards back to meta users without changing the project or chain, Carrot?
Yeah, so it's like two questions. So first of all, so why we don't just invest in the convex or curve tokens? So what we're gonna do is like it's gonna be a one stop for all governance tokens. It's not gonna be one tokens for like convex or curve. So curve or convex is just the first step, right? So it's gonna be a first step. Then we're gonna add more governance tokens. So for who would like to get the voting power from us, or it can be based on like convex or curve or other like protocols. So they need to there's demand to purchase gas. So that's why we're not directly investing into convex or curve tokens. And regarding like the airdrop rewards back to meta users without changing the project or chain, yeah, so that's like the problem. Like what we are having problem right now. So we're doing the like the strategic design, the plan instead of the small fixes. As for now, we have like the dilution issue, and so we're not going to like fix that problem by stay in the current structure. I think in a good way for investors. So we would like to create the positive income or the benefit investors. That's what we're thinking about. So that's why we need to think out of the box to make the project better, to bring more benefits or profits for our investors. So that cannot be done if we stay in the same structure.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. So let's move to the next question. So it's asked by Josh. What is the protection of protection? Sorry, what is the projection of growth for the treasury after merging with Congruent? Sorry.
Yeah. So as we all know, so the structure on the convex will be like, so if you have if you stake convex tokens, so like CVX, so you'll get VLCVX. So like the income of bribe will be distributed to users who stake like the same, so who stake WS gas to get like VL gas, so you'll get voting power. So the number of WS gas may relatively low at the beginning. So that's the system of the gas. So maybe 30% or 10%. So this part of token holders will share the all bribe income. It will increase the requirement or the need for gas. With 4.4, users will be able to get gas with discount with net gas fee, and that encourages users to purchase bonds to increase the treasury. So that's like a positive spiral or positive loop that can like increase the demand for the gas and also increase the treasury assets, and will be good. And from there, we can just start to build the all products like lending platform, like other GameFi products. So that will be based on that.
Yeah, appreciate this. So we can the number of WS guys may relatively be low at the beginning, so maybe 30%. Just everyone hear this because you're laying on this part. So yeah, I'm bullish. So let me ask one or more two questions, and I guess we can wrap this up. So Kilim asked, it would be nice for the team to present a few good practice examples, other DAOs that have entered the cohorts with initial price/token, market cap, and treasury, and how they were influenced afterwards by this.
All right. So probably I just take Redacted as an example. So it's served of all. So the price on December 19th, I think it was 300, and now it's 700. Yeah, now it's 3,000, around that. So and the treasury assets is like 130 million, and the market cap is like 600 million. And the ratio of market cap and treasury assets is just huge. And in terms of the bribe income, so like the VLCVX holders received for last round was like 21 million, and was dramatically increased from the last round, because like the Convex removed the 30% of the cap for one protocol to 50%. So it's likely that if a project provides hybrid bribe to VLC VX holders, a maximum of 50% of voting powers can support them. So it is also expected to continue to increase as more protocols will join the curve. So the future is there. So we're just going to join them.
Yeah, I think people can just check out Redacted if they want to see, right? They can research that maybe.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, just one example. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one example. Wonderland did so too, and a lot of other
Right.
DAO. You can take a look at this. It's very, very bullish. I'm gonna wrap this last question because we have been at it for almost an hour now. I guess this is a very healthy amount. We don't want the people to
Do-
lose their concentration.
Do we
Let's
want to
do the-
open up for some live questions, or what do you want to do?
We can do this. I have my notes here. I have like 50 questions, but I'm just picking questions that haven't been responded to by you guys.
Uh-huh.
And then we can, if you want to, we can do live questions. I don't mind. So could you introduce the gas token, Carrot? Like, what's the point, and why is it called gas, like GAAS? I guess a lot of people
Yeah.
couldn't do this. Thank you.
Okay, sure. So why do we name it as gas? Because essentially, gas is like governance as a service product. So the gas governance or equity tokens issued by Congruent, and each gas is like backed by governance assets such as CRV. So in Congruent's treasury, at the same time, gas has voting power, and VO gas locked in the voting contract has the same governance value as the governance tokens held by this treasury. So the core logic is to drive utility and demand for tokens beyond bond plus 3.3, which pushes the income of the treasury and then further drives the demand for tokens. So overall, this forces people to hold and stake gas, which reduces the circulating supply. Since if you like swap WS gas to VO gas, let's say you can swap to VO gas, but it cannot be swapped back. But the team will provide the pool on curve, like WS gas and VO gas, to provide the initial liquidity. And so the supply of gas is continuously provided to the market through like the stake 3.3 algorithm. And once gas have voting power, so it will hold like the basic governance value. So as the number of protocols that gas can affect increases, gas will become a mesh of complex governance value. So this is why the 3.3 model will be also used and will be suited for this type of asset and model. So that's what I would like to mention about gas token.
Yeah, can I just add to that? So I think
Yeah,
that's key.
please add.
That's why we chose the name governance as a service, because I mean, really, we're not just focusing on Curve and Convex. I mean, it could be applied to many other platforms as well. So it's really kind of taking that to a different level, right?
Yeah, for instance,
also, I've just realized something, that we're pronouncing the name differently. I pronounce it congruent, and I think you're pronouncing it what? What are you saying?
Congruent.
Congruent.
Congruent. Congruent.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna have to decide on that. Either I think you guys are doing the European pronunciation and
Yeah.
Carrot's Aussie pronunciation. I don't know. We're gonna have to decide on that at some point, I think.
For sure.
Anyway, sorry.
No worries. So yeah, thanks to you for responding to the questions that I've collected from the chat the past days. I appreciate everyone asking the questions. Now we are going to start asking a few live questions, let's say for 20 minutes or something. So you guys can put at the very top, you can see a chat called AMA Chat Gen 7. If you have any more questions, you can like put them in here and we respond. I have one question in the meantime that I can ask by Apollo.eth. Thank you. It's, are there plans for our own stablecoin so we can use the voting power to directly help our own, or will we support a stable that exists with our voting?
Wow. I mean, that's definitely something that's a possibility. I mean, we have considered that, but again, something like that, that's something that, you know, we're at the end of the day, we're a DAO, right? So these kind of ideas, these kind of suggestions, you know, if somebody wants to put forward a proposal and suggest it, it can definitely be can be voted on. I mean, that's the idea, right? If somebody has a good idea and they've thought it through, that's definitely something we can do, right? We're a community, we're a DAO, right? So
yeah, appreciate this. Then there's gonna be the next question. Ping Pong asks, when multi-chain, is it gonna be with Congruent launch? Will we have the multi-chain features already, or will this be like post launch?
It will be after, like, we'll take the step by step like development. So we'll launch first, and then we'll consider like multi-chain solution. Because we are DAO, like, so people are gonna choose which cross-chain solution we're gonna use. So we're gonna launch first, and then we're gonna decide.
Yeah, for sure. So, Kama, shout out to you, Kama, for keeping the chat clean. It's why sGAAS and not sGAAS? Because a lot of people are asking this. Why don't we distribute Wrap tokens instead?
Yeah, so like the initial thought is like we need to minimize the process for users to, like, if they want to wrap their tokens, they can do. But what if they want to like unstake and sell? So sGAAS is the best option, right? So some people want to unstake, some people want to wrap the gas. So they can just wrap or they can just unstake. But if we airdrop in sGAAS, then it's unwrap and then unstake, right? So the gas fee there is really high. So that's why we just airdrop sGAAS. And users will just automatically get like rebase tokens. And that's best for the users.
Yeah, it's the middle ground. Like whoever wants to do whatever they want, they only have one transaction to do. If you want to sell,
right.
you can like convert and sell. And if you
Sorry,
want
can
to
I add one thing?
Yeah, for sure.
Can I add one thing about the cross chain? Because earlier, I mean, don't forget, we still have the Meta Ash, right? So Meta Ash is still in development, and they're basically, you know, they're deciding on which chain they want to go with. So in terms, once Meta Ash has figured out what they're doing and decided on their clear plan, then, you know, that could easily integrate with something that could be cross chain, right? So keep in mind that that Meta Ash is still its own thing, right?
Yeah, true. So there's one question that bothers me as well. It's from Luciferius. It's the problem is that at the last second before the airdrop snapshot, more whales will ape in and steal our portion of the gas. Is there a solution for this?
Well, that's like just the portion you hold, right? So, like, it doesn't affect your value, to be honest. So the value you have for the snapshot will be like times 1.1. So when the sGAAS is airdropped to you, so it doesn't matter because the price is brought up by whales. So that's also a good thing for you guys. I can't see a reason why that's negative stuff for you guys.
Yeah, that shouldn't really affect it, as long as you're holding your position, your proportion. It shouldn't really affect each individual, right? If one person has more than the other.
Yeah, and the price is higher, which means you'll get like a higher value in gas.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, one person is asking if I can speak louder. I'm sorry. I will try to speak louder. Can you hear me now better?
Yeah, that's better.
Or am
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I will try to speak louder from now on. So the next question that I can actually respond to is, now that Metaverse Pro will cease to exist, is the CERDIC audit irrelevant? Will a new audit be needed by CryptoR? So I guess we are transitioning. You have to think about the code. It's EVM compatible. So we have Binance, and the code we will use the contracts. We can use it and move it to Ethereum. So the authenticity of the code remains the same, and the CERDIC audit is not irrelevant because the code has been tested and it's working and it's fail-safe. Even before that, since the majority of our code was from Olympus DAO, and they have been, I don't know, audited 2 times by Olympus and 1,000 times by all the other DAOs. So I guess all of these CERDIC and Slowmist and all these audit companies had a really a cheap bargain there auditing this, because most of the code was the same, and yeah, they received more money from this. So yeah, the CERDIC audit is not irrelevant since we are EVM compatible. It would be different if we would be going to a Rust, for example, to Solana, where we would have to code the entire contract from scratch. Of course, there would be like security measurements necessary to be taken. So yeah, let me move through the next question. CryptoCoins, shout out to you, man. I watched your live stream back then on 6.6. Yeah, follow him on YouTube. He does cool videos. How will you be able to stake BSC Meta in the new pools?
BSC Meta stake in the new pools? No, I mean there's no. I think people might misunderstand it, right? The Meta tokens will be swapped for GAAS tokens, right? And then staked, right? So maybe somebody is not really getting that the Meta tokens are.
Oh, no, so yeah, so like
Oh, is he
talking
about the pool here? Oh, okay. He's talking about the stake, the swap pool. I think he's talking about that, right?
Yeah, I guess it's
the conversion pool.
Sorry. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. There's gonna be a specific pool that you just need to stake your Meta into before the transition, before the deadline. So I think that will be available. I mean, assuming that everything goes well with the proposal, that should be available probably the next day or two. So you just stake your Meta tokens in there, and that's it.
Yeah, it will be will be open on the 15th of January. Yeah, and the deadline will be the 20th of January. So we'll be good. We have plenty of time to do that. Yeah.
True.
Oh, there he goes. Kama just posted the timeline. That's good. Thank you.
Oh, good. No worries.
So let me check the other questions before I wrap this up. So I'm gonna take Con Imperator. I'm gonna pronounce it in German. I feel that dropping the Metaverse-related name pushes us in a different direction, and being the reserve currency of the Metaverse won't be our main goal. How would you deal with that? And maybe create a new sub-DAO that has to do with that. Branding for the Metaverse was a pretty good thing for us, I think.
Yeah. I mean, there's still a lot we can do in the Metaverse. I think, as I mentioned earlier, we kind of need to think bigger, right? There's definitely some other projects we can do. We can build on that, and we definitely plan to build that out. But in terms of going in this direction, we kind of need a more streamlined new branding, right? So beyond just the Metaverse, right? Of course, we include the Metaverse, but we need to think bigger than that, right? So. But yeah, but we still have our teams that are working on it. We have our community, we have our Meta Ash, we have all our different teams and departments that are working on things. So the whole structure is moving along with us, right? It's kind of just refocusing the main engine of the project. But all the things we're planning to do, all the things we want to build, they're still going to happen. It's just with a much stronger engine, right? So
True. Yeah. So Kama asks if we can have a notice on the website for people that don't use social media that often. I guess like I don't know, a banner, a small message box.
Yeah, we're implementing that function. So people who
Yeah.
like open the website, so we're able to see the pop-up email message. So yeah, so they don't need to follow our social media, but they just open our website and they can see that.
Okay. So thanks. I'm gonna respond to, I guess, the last two questions. First one is Volley TT. Can we make two pools? One pool for the people that want sGAAS, and one pool for the people that want WSGAAS. So we don't have the fees, and everyone is in the position they prefer. So we have people that want sGAAS actually, and people that want WSGAAS.
For that question, we will take that, like bring that to the dev team, to like the engineer, like
Yeah,
UX
I guess.
Meta. Yeah. So
Yeah, this is
see
a
if that's
question.
over.
I have noted this down already. Thank you, Volley. Yeah. First and foremost, the comfort of the investors is the highest priority. Currently, Carrot and Freddy are not on the coding part, so they cannot say, okay, we can do this or we cannot do this. We took this to, and we noted this down, and we will ask the devs how feasible this is. So thank you very much, Volley. Oath, I guess. So I didn't ignore you. This was already noticed down. WSGAAS. We can talk about this in the chat. And yeah, let me move to the last question. So Saizirus is asking, so why congruent? Congruent. We need to know how we pronounce our name, man. Sounds weird. We might be the Thor summer or something powerful. Congruent. All right, we'll
congruent.
talk
Yes.
congruent. So why did we choose this name?
Do it again. Congruent. You still got it wrong.
Congruent. Congruent.
Congruent.
Congruent. Man, I'm European.
The stress
I
on the
want
G.
Congruent.
Congruent.
Congruent. Congruent. I can't.
Congruent.
Congruent.
No, congruent.
Okay.
The stress is on the G. Anyways.
I will learn it in the meantime for the next AMA. So why did we choose that name?
Actually, our design guy, B Meta, he's the one that came up with that one. B Meta, are you there? He's our design guy. B Meta.
He's working on the NFT stuff.
I was going to give him credit for that, but maybe next time he can weigh in on that one. I don't want to steal his glory. Oh, there we go. We got people in the chat now. They know how to pronounce it. All right.
Yeah, man, the German accent shines there, I guess. Even though I'm trying to like hide this, but I guess to a certain extent.
Is congruent a German etymology, or is it a German word? Or
you can say it congruent in German. It means like for instance, I can explain what the word means, and shout out to B Meta just so he gets his credits. It means that everyone is in agreement with something. So both things can exist or can be combined without problems. For instance, curve and convex is a congruent thing. So it can be combined without having any issues. So we all are like good. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There is no conflict in ideologies, for instance. Yeah.
Congruent is Dutch. Somebody's saying congruent is Dutch. Uh-oh.
Not in Dutch. No, not in Dutch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is gonna wrap up. I'm gonna wrap up the entire AMA now. I hope y'all like what you heard today. I will hold a class with Tara, maybe depending on how busy Tara is with his newborn child. I hope y'all congratulated Tara on the child. A beautiful girl that he became a father of. So yeah, I will hold a class on the curve wars and how it affected the DeFi space and how it happened to exist. Like, why is there a curve war and why is now a convex war happening? So yeah, thank you guys for all the questions. I appreciate all of you. And if you have more questions, you can ask them in the chat. And tomorrow, I guess, or maybe the day after, I will I will host a class for the remaining questions. And yeah, thank you very much on listening on this. Yeah, I'm gonna start the music, the lo-fi bot, and if you want to say something for the outro, Carrot or Freddy.
Yeah, I just want to say, I know some people are concerned, but I just want to remind people that we're planning something big here. So, and it's a big move, and we're going to make big waves. So, I think people should really be optimistic. This is going to take everybody to the next level. So, I hope people will be enthusiastic about this. We're going to the big leagues, or as I tell the team, we're going to Mars, people. So get on board.
One hidden alpha that I can tell the people now that most left, or not most, a lot of people are still in there. Meta is just staying on Binance. So yeah, this is
Okay.
what investors voted on in the proposal. So yeah, Meta is just gonna be a Binance smart chain project. So anyone who's a BC Maxi can be happy on this.
There you go.
Yeah, little hype. So yeah, I'm gonna start the music now. Thank you guys for this amazing MA. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you, Carrot. Thank you, Freddy, for asking all these questions, even the live ones. And yeah, have a nice day, everyone.
Thanks for hosting. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Cheers.
Okay, there you have it. So I'm gonna do my as best as I can, as best as I understood to explain how the process will work and my opinion here. So as we can see, before we get into how the restaking will work and get into the specifics, this is a great MAA because this is a precursor of what's happening in DAOs across the board. It's obvious. It's hyperinflationary and it's not sustainable. Obviously, these APYs are not sustainable. And just, without knowing the tokenomics in the back end of the DAOs, it's just, paying 200,000 APY or 500,000 or 1 million, that is not sustainable by any means. So what they are solving this problem with, they came out with different staking 6.6 and different mechanism, and each DAO is creating their own mechanisms to sustain the projects and incentivize holders. So what they realized is that they need to be part of the Curve finance dashboard and attract more liquidity and to scale up to a bigger project and to attract more money into the project. And this is why they're making the move. They said they might do a video full explanation. So that was just to give you a snippet of what DAOs in general are going through. So when you see new DAOs popping up, and these are some of the challenges they will be facing. So no matter how much perma bull we are on DAOs, they're telling us of some of the problems that they're running into. So that was a great MAA. I was skeptical. I saw a question, why was I skeptical? I personally don't like ETH, obviously, like everyone else, because based on our investments, the gas fees are pretty hefty. And people are on ETH because of the liquidity and the scalability of projects. Once projects reach a certain scale, they kind of cap out and they need to go on to the next bigger thing. So this is why they're migrating over and making this move. Now I was a little confused now because they said they were going to stay in BSC right now at the end of the MAA. So not exactly sure how that is all working out. I'll read more into it. I'm learning just like you guys are. And as far as what they were talking about, how their airdrop will work, I know people are asking, how do you do it on Trust Wallet? What are you going to do on this wallet? Or how's the process? I was asking the questions for you guys, and they answered us. So also, I'm going to leave under a link under the description of this video, all the reference links to what they said and all the articles for you guys to read. So this is what I got. You have to unstake. Penalty will be removed January 8th, which is tomorrow. So you'll be able to unstake no matter what. Unstake from 6/6 before January 10th, 6 a.m. UTC. So my advice here is to stay staked as long as you can, so that you can continue earning those rewards. You can unstake before if you're able to. Say you don't have that penalty right now and you could unstake right now. I would recommend, I would suggest that you stay staked for as long as possible, just so that you get more coins, and make sure you unstake before January 10th, 6 a.m. Unwrap your wrap meta if you're in 6/6, and then unstake from 3/3. You want just regular plain meta. So you have to unwrap, unstake. Hold meta until new pools open. So you're just going to have to hold your meta. And once the new pools open, stake your meta in the new pool. And this is going to happen between January 15th and January 20th. There's going to be new pools. We're going to know about them. I don't know where they're at. I don't know how to get to these pools, but we will get updates and they will tell us where the new pools are. And once we stake our meta, our play meta, into the new pool, we will receive GAAS airdrop. And then GAAS will be converted to sGAAS, stake GAAS, and airdrop to us February 7th. So that's pretty much how it's going to work. That's my understanding. It's not like we have to unstake meta and then bridge over to another network and then stake it somewhere else. So it seems pretty easy as far as what they did there, and I'll do more updates about how that will be working. So that's basically it. You have to hold regular meta and stake before January 10th. Just hold plain meta and then stake it in the new pools. You will receive GAAS airdrop, and GAAS will be converted to sGAAS and airdrop February 7th. So that's pretty much how you're going to do it. And that was the takeaway of the whole MAA. It was extremely transparent, and they are going into the Curve ecosystem there. They are expanding for more liquidity, and this is the wars that are happening right now. DAO owns CVX market share. So we see Olympus DAO there. We see Wonderland being part of it already. And we're going to see Metaverse jumping into this war. So I'm leaving links under the description for this. Also for DeFi Llama, you can see Curve being the top DeFi protocol here. And that's where they're targeting their project to be at. And let's see what other reference links. So as far as the price goes, they're going to allocate your position based on the current circulation. So they're saying not to focus so much on the price because you're going to be compensated equal amount of tokens compared to the circulation. So you'll still have the same amount of tokens. Now the value, I'm not sure how that's going to work. And as far as the price goes, I'm not sure what's going to happen to the price. And if you read through all the documents of all these DAO projects, and they all said it, and they said it here in the MA too, you're paying a premium to be part of the DAO. And every document that I've read in this channel, and every document that we see about DAO projects, what do they all say? Each whatever token it is for the DAO is backed by one USD, is backed by one whatever stable coin they state. And we're paying a premium to be part of the DAO and to get those incentives. So at the same time, it's kind of a cop out for DAOs, because they say, oh, in our documents, everything's backed by $1. It's based, the price of the project won't fall below $1. That's great, but I bought it at $500. I bought it at $300. Thanks for letting me know that this could go to $1. But regardless, they're being proactive and they're being transparent. And the longevity and stability of DAOs is compromised. So they have to expand into new projects. And these are new territories. This is why, just like us investing in these projects and just like them, they're trying to figure these things out. And we're trying to obviously, make money in the process as they figure it out for us. So it's a tough game. And this is where DAO projects stand. So they're just publicly telling us what are some of the conflicts of these projects. So that's a takeaway that I got out of this MAA, fantastic MAA. And that's pretty much the airdrop information. As they release more information about the polls, I will make an update video. But if we see right now, Bitcoin here almost going to 40,000. We're having inflationary problems across the world. And we did have the Federal Reserve making statements about the markets. A few days ago, markets didn't like that. And this is why we're seeing a sell-off. But I am perma-bull crypto. So we are seeing somewhat of a dip. This is why I also look for alternative resources to make some income. And not to plug, I'm not going to talk too much about it, not to plug my bot, but I am going to talk about it just slightly. This is why I created a trading bot that can trade any market conditions. And I invested $1,000 in this bot, and it's giving me daily returns. And you can see it's pretty consistent. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but this is why I started venturing into other alternatives. So that's kind of what's happening, and that's what I got out of this MAA. So I hope that kind of answered everybody's questions. You guys have any other questions or things you guys want me to go over? I'll try my best to explain things. You guys can write down here in the comments. Richard wrote here, is gas listed anywhere? I'm not sure. I'll continue to follow Metaverse Pro and look at their documents to see if, let me see here, if this is no, I don't see gas anywhere, so I don't know. But no, I don't think it's listed anywhere. But that's kind of what they're saying about, the value of these things. They're just basically saying you're going to get your equal proportion amount of tokens to the overall circulation once you migrate to the new pools. You're about to stake into Metaverse Pro. Should I hold off till the new pool is announced? You can stake and earn extra tokens until the new pool. Just remember, you have to unstake. You can still earn more if you're bullish on the project and you're not invested and you want to partake and you want to get involved. I would stake it in 6.6 right now just to earn more tokens. Remember, the price of Meta is not going to migrate over into the new pools. Your tokens will. The value of the tokens is a different story. But if you're bullish and you want tokens, you can stake and just unstake before the 10th so you can get more tokens from now until the 10th. So I suggest that you stay staked as much as possible just to get more tokens if you're going to migrate and stay with this project. So you'll get a little bit of extra tokens. That's my suggestion. What happens to people who put money and are not following the updates? What happens to their WS Meta? Great question. I don't know. I don't know. Great question for those who don't follow any updates. This is why you have this. This is not just a game where you just throw your money and it works for you. I mean, in this case, I mean, it does. It's a DAO, but you always have to know what you're investing in. And if you're putting your hard-earned money into any project for any reason, you have to keep yourself updated so that you know what your money is doing. So I wouldn't recommend that for anybody who's trading or investing. If you're trading or investing in any product, you should be reading up on the company. Maybe not on a daily basis, but you should stay up to date. They will get burned. The website will start giving notifications. The website will be updated. Yeah, and I'm sure, like you said, there'll be the website will probably start having little banners or something when you go to rebase or do any transactions. No questions, but just want to thank you for all your videos, and you have made love to watch them. Thank you. Thank you, Bade. Can you provide any update links in the description? Yes, it's already there. If you scroll down, Michael, everything that they talked about in this MAA, I already put all the reference links there down below, so you can see everything that we talked about. And I also put this description here, unstaking your Metaverse Pro. So full links down below. And I guess that's pretty much gonna do it for this one. It was a great MAA, great learning experience, and we're getting a little snapshot of the back end of the problems DAOs are facing. So keep these things in mind, guys, when investing in DAOs. You see them, Michael? Awesome. All right, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. Support this channel. Like and subscribe. Check out the links down below. Join Discord. Discord is free. Also, Patreon and my 1% trading bot. Thank you very much, guys. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.